today declared a new public health epidemic in America: loneliness.
Vivek Murthy, the U.S. Surgeon General, says loneliness is an epidemic. The focus of an 80-page advisory.
Report, Dr. Murthy warns that loneliness poses a health risk just as deadly as smoking. He calls it an epidemic.
In 2023, we were really surprised the U.S. Surgeon General had announced this epidemic of isolation and loneliness for all of the United States. In that, 50% of Americans that are over the age of 50 identify as lonely. And so I just said, well, I know that gaming can be a social connector. It connects the youth very well. Let's see maybe what it could do for our senior population.
Inflammation is one of the major drivers of chronic disease. Heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease. So we know that when you're lonely, you have increased levels of inflammation. You have a 50% chance of having Alzheimer's and dementia. 50%. You have a 36% chance from a heart disease and a 37% chance from diabetes.
You know, we're very fortunate that we worked with DCA Joy Bivens, who really had this forethought to say, please come to Franklin County Board of Commissioners, have a meeting in front of a lot of departments and just talk about what you're seeing from a global perspective. I go back to really impacting this epidemic of isolation and loneliness, because when you do identify as lonely or socially isolated, it has a huge impact on your health. Some of the health benefits that I certainly have seen with video gaming in every age group, number one, is the social connectedness. To be able to have this upskill in digital technology, that's very important in the world that we're living in. From that meeting is how we then got connected with all these departments within Franklin County Board of Commissioners to be able to do work for the youth or for the justice impacted community or for the seniors. It wasn't on our radar. And so I really have to give credit to her for allowing us the opportunity. I say all the time, Franklin County Board of Commissioners, they took a risk on us. They kissed the dice and let them roll. But it rolled well in the impact that we get to see. So for me, I travel around the world as the vice president of the Global Esports Federation and the chair of their Health and Wellness Commission. So I get to see what happens in video gaming and esports everywhere. And what I recognize is that if I'm doing this work there, why am I not doing this here in my backyard?
First of its kind initiative in Central Ohio offers an immersive experience targeting just that. NBC4's Samantha Bender shares how our local senior community is connecting through gaming.
Combating social isolation one game at a time. That's the idea behind a new program called LevelUpLand Ohio. It's a joint effort between the Franklin County Office on Aging and a local esports company.
I'm born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. I need to be doing that impact here. And so in this current role with Levels Unlocked and what we're doing with Help the Gamer Foundation and Level Up Land, this is my reason to get out of bed, because it's the impact that we see in the community. Whether I want to be doing this, that doesn't matter. I have to be doing this because of the changes that we have seen.
I've always wanted to wear a headset. 70-year-old Pamela Shields is keeping her mind and motor skills sharp through esports. Shields says sharing a safe space with her peers is helping her feel less lonely. The program was created for that very reason, to combat the epidemic of loneliness and isolation.
And social isolation is a threat to being healthy. It impacts your mental, it impacts your emotional, and in some cases, physical.
When Office on Aging asks, what could you be doing for our members, which are 60 years old and older within Franklin County? And so we've created Level Up Land with our seniors, as well as Level Up Land for our youth.
Yvonne Tolbert is also in her 70s. She's been coming with a group to game for the last several weeks. Today, she tried out a new version of solitaire, connecting with others from all over.
I'm able to play with other people throughout the United States, UK, and other places.
For some seniors, this is their only social interaction of the day.
It's so what we need, and the opportunity to feel like we belong.
Senior gaming days are being held at Game Arena in Columbus's University District through the end of the year. We'll have details on days and times over at NBC4i.com.
I talk about stories with everybody, and it's just absolutely amazing time. So I truly think we're doing something that hasn't been done in the entire country. And to see everyone's face here today, it's just like I recognize all of you, and it's absolutely amazing what we've been able to accomplish since August. I mean, that's such a short period of time to have such an impact, and I just appreciate every one of you. So thank you for participating in this, and thank you also Egypt for allowing us to come through. Growing up, I always knew that gaming was for everybody, and there's so many positive benefits to working in the video game world and connecting with others. Everything that comes when you have a passion that other people have as the same thing. When we got the opportunity to work with the Office on Aging and Levels Unlocked, we realized that there were 3 problems that we could combat with video games. One, to bridge the digital divide. The second thing was to help with the epidemic of loneliness that seniors are constantly dealing with, as well as to help seniors bond with their kin. Being able to bridge that gap has been an amazing thing to see.
When there are opportunities presented to senior citizens that ordinarily we would have never been exposed to, and there's a team of professionals that, again, I'm using that word cradle, that hold you up and say, we got you. Just release the fear, release the anxiety. You cannot break any of this equipment. That's the first thing that makes me feel good to know I can't break anything. And that they're going to teach me how to use it, how to click on that mouse, how to follow the cursor. I've learned new language. I've learned new things. So all of that plays into building my self-esteem, if you will, my confidence, and making me feel like my classic phrase is, I'm back in the game, baby.
I love our senior gaming days. It is a lot of energy. We get here 2 hours before our programming starts to ensure we have fresh coffee brewing, getting our pastries together. And we want it to be a beautiful environment when they come in. Yes, this game arena is stunning. With Levels Unlocked and Healthy Gamer, we have a certain aesthetic that we like, whether it's a little feminine aesthetic, but we want everything to be luxury and first class, because that's what this demographic deserves, and a lot of times they don't get that treatment. So we make sure we're here 2 hours early to have this set up so it is pristine, it's beautiful to look at, it's great coffee to drink, great food to have. We provide a hot lunch while they're here as well. Am I exhausted sometimes on a Tuesday? I sure am. But I know it's senior gaming day, and I know that they are going to be so excited to see us here. And so once I am here and we're in this environment, it's just very warm, it's welcoming. Justin does great from an education perspective. It's making those social connections, not with gaming, but they're here in person, and those connections happen that way.
I am trying to prepare myself so that next month during Older American Month, I can enter into a tournament. Did you hear me say what I just said? Enter into a tournament. I would have never thought about anything like this. And then just to be brave enough to participate in chess. I'm getting ready to do the chess pieces and learn the game on the computer.
So when you guys come here, we'll be able to actually help you create a community in a sort of new age sports bar sort of setting where we have food, drinks, all sorts of stuff. And then you take those skills to sort of apply them elsewhere, whether you're at home or with family or any sort of setting.
So coming into Game Arena, I found it to be very welcoming, inviting. I was a little overwhelmed. I'm not a gamer, but they were very kind and took me right to my place of comfort, which is a good old racing game, and then eased me into the PCs and allowed me to just play around with the various games until I found what worked for me.
There are some seniors that I talked to, and they rejected the concept of coming to participate in e-gaming because in their mind, they paralleled the e-gaming to gambling. So this is why it's critical that I say e-gaming where there's electronic games that they can play and name some of those games like Solitary, The Farm, Word Finders. And they do that because they'll have books. Well, now you can do that electronically. And that's why it's critical to signify that E represents electronic and not just gaming, because this is scientifically based. It's amazing to be exposed to this, to see technology evolve, to see that all those types of games now, I can access any type of card game and can play with other people. Wherever they're at, I can have a partner that I'm trying to beat. But I think my biggest challenge is trying to beat the computer when the computer plays a hand. And that's kind of aggravating, but I stay at it.
The biggest shock that I have seen and the biggest difference in people that are participating in LevelUpLand is their skill. When we first started this, my 94-year-old great uncle, who's never used a computer, a mouse, and now he can come in on his own, set himself up on the computer, log in, get on his word game. That skill, that digital skill or that upskilling has been tremendous. We have a lot of regulars that come every week, or when someone's not here, say, hey, where were you? We missed you last week. Or to say, I have a new friend. That social emotional connection for me is the biggest piece that I've seen grow. When we first started, it was a little quiet in here. No one really wanted to raise their hands. And now they're hugging each other when they come in the door, from various backgrounds, various social economic levels. Everyone's on the same playing field here.
I was very surprised. This is beyond my expectation and what I saw. And I think it's very important that as a senior, you go out and you learn different things. You test your mind, you test your eye and coordination. But this is just beyond whatever I thought it would be.
We thought that, our work within the justice impacted community was really going to be, we said had this significant change, which it absolutely has. We thought for the youth, for workforce development and career readiness, it was really going to have this impact, which it absolutely has. But when those seniors walk in the door and they are happy that you know their name and you kind of treat them like this is their cheers, you treat them with respect, or just even knowing their name in the game that they like to play. It's those little small things that I think have made this big difference with the senior community in that connection, because oftentimes this demographic, they are the left out, the look behind, and the left over.
I play Fortnite. That's what my grandkids play. Didn't understand it, so I'm going to try to learn how to do it so that I can play against them one day so we can sit down and do that. So if you have games that you want to play with your grandchildren or sit down and just play around, they even have Pac-Man. That's the old game we played.
I constantly will get I'm afraid to get online because I don't want my personal information out there, or I don't want to get hacked, or I don't want to be scammed. And what we've learned is if you just pause, disconnect, and ask somebody, you can avoid almost 90% of scams. So by educating seniors on how to be safe online, they've been able to be more comfortable getting online, talking to friends and family, navigating websites to check their bank accounts, their stocks. It's such an awesome opportunity. I love that I get to be a part of this.
The future for LevelUpLand is very bright. And I say that because of how receptive this program has been to almost everyone that knows about it. And so our vision is to take this not only just within Franklin County here in Ohio, there's 87 other counties within this state, but also to take this nationally. We're already working with other states right now about introducing our LevelUpLand program, certainly for our youth and for our senior community. We also want to build our own LevelUpLand here in Columbus, Ohio, here in Franklin County, as a digital community center. So it's this beautiful game arena, but it's really wrapped around for community programming, for having all of our youth, our justice-impacted youth, our seniors, workforce development. And so we want to let them know this is your place. We are here for you, and we see you. And we want to make sure that you can really navigate in this world in the way that you need to, with all of the skills that you have, all of the fraud prevention that we're teaching you, all the scamming that's happening. We're giving you those tools to make sure that you are safe in your community, at home, and online. I'll keep doing this every day of the week.
So this is another way of being in community and being a part of all the great resources in the community and what they do, not just for seniors, but for individuals that live here on the Near East Side. And I've lived here 30 years. My house is over on Woodland. And I've been there in that house 30 years. And I'm not going anywhere. And it's services and programmings like this that help me to age safely in place. Thank you. God bless you. I love you all.
So, what is this all about? It's about those tiny moments where you can eventually beat the final boss or you achieve a new high score. The moments that occur because of all that time you've invested, all the work that has been done. Isn't that life? And what is life if it isn't for giving? If it isn't for sharing with others? We understand that it may feel different, perhaps even a little scary. These unfamiliar steps aren't meant to be taken by yourself. The benefits are meant to be shared. We only get so many levels in this game, so come on and take a chance. Come on and level up.